Alright, so, remember when we said we were gonna listen to those audio logs? Uh, I'm just gonna be honest with it. I forgot to do it at the end of the episode, so instead, we're doing a new video, just for the audio logs, as bonus content.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Uh, yeah, here they are. So, uh, so, okay, so this is in reverse chronological order, I think. Because these two, I think, are the most recent ones we got? I don't
Yeah.
know. So I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom and go up from there.
Something must be done about Fontaine. While I was buying buildings and fish futures, he was cornering the market on genotypes and nucleotide sequences. Rapture is transforming before my eyes. The great chain is pulling away from it. Perhaps it's time to give it a tug.
Hmm.
Ryan got out capitalisted.
And that never goes well.
This surprised me because his hands were crippled during the war. He was unloading the barge the other day when he was bitten from this sea slug. He woke up the next morning and he found he could move his fingers for the first time in years. I asked him if he still had that sea slug. As luck would have it.
Yeah, if your hand is hecked up, just get bitten by a sea slug.
Yeah. And then keep
Dis-
the slug.
Disclaimer: do not actually do this.
This Fontaine fellow is somebody to watch. Once he was just a menace, to be convicted and hung. But he always manages to be where the evidence isn't. He's the most dangerous type of hoodlum. The kind with vision.
I'm a little surprised that Andrew Ryan actually feels like evidence is necessary in his city. He doesn't seem like the type to believe in due process.
Well, the thing that I think about that one is that Ryan's got this kind of, like, extremely rigidly defined vision of his perfect city. And so kind of like a lawful character in D&D. He's like he can't bring himself to break some of the rules, even if a lot of his rules are extremely crooked. I was like, there's a little like piece of him that's just like, you can't convict someone without evidence. And so even if he knows that there's crime going on and he's this overlord of capitalist underwater shithole, he can't bring himself to actually do anything about it until he's
Like,
got it on lock.
he doesn't necessarily have standards, but he likes to think he does.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate way to put it.
If things weren't bad enough, it seems that even our water system sprung a leak. Yep, that's right. Irrigation system in Arcadia is taking on seawater. I told Mr. Ryan when we were building this place, either you build her like a bathtub, or she's going to turn into a sewer. No, McDonough, he said. We're not going to build no bathtub. We're going to build Eden.
And then it turned into a sewer. Listen to your plumbers, kids. Listen to your professionals.
Yeah, that's the sound advice of a qualified plumber being ignored, and this entire city is the consequences thereof.
As the respectable labs have all turned me away, I have turned to Fontaine smugglers in Port Neptune for supplies. Fontaine's men are pigs. They spit, they stink. But they deliver, and they don't ask questions. They're all terrified of Fontaine. He reminds me a bit of the Germans. So efficient. It wouldn't surprise me if he were soon running things down here.
So there's a lot of tension in these logs brewing between Fontaine and Ryan. But we have it on good authority that Fontaine is dead now, so...
goes in an uproar. Riots in the streets, they say. But this is the time for leadership. Action must be taken against the smugglers. Any contact with the surface exposes Rapture to the very parasites we fled from. You stretch necks or a small price to pay for our deals.
So about those standards that we were pretending Andrew Ryan had.
Yeah, that's the thing about standards. There's always a certain level of desperation that makes you question whether you really need them anymore.
And apparently Fontaine made Ryan desperate enough.
I met Ryan the day me and the lads were installing the bathroom plumbing up in his Polly Park Avenue digs. Wait, says he, what's with all the brass fittings? General contractor had me down for the tip. Well, I says, I suppose it's the contractor then who'll be mailing out your loo once a fortnight, is it? If it's price you're worried about, I'll be picking up the brass, so not to worry, Squire. And why would you be doing that, says he? Well, Mr. Ryan, profit or not, no man bails water out of privies built by Bill McDonough. Next day I finds out I'm Ryan's new general contractor.
Competent plumbing.
Competent plumbing.
Now that is a man with actual standards who
Yep.
actually believes in them.
Yeah. It's the same man who warned Ryan about building this place like a bathtub or it'll turn into a sewer. McDonough. That's the man we should be meeting down here.
Yeah.
Diane, my dear, I'm sorry, but I'll be late again tonight. Rosenberg is demanding to speak about this Fontaine business. I'm trying to build a proper financial market, and this idiot keeps going on about this, genetic modification, that. I'll go spend an hour pretending to pay attention to the poor fellow and be home as soon as I can.
Pay attention to your professionals, kids, or you'll end up in an undersea hellscape.
Yep.
That's the moral of this story.
So interestingly, this also points out that the plasmids weren't brought on by a design that Andrew Ryan had in mind. It was something that Tenenbaum found out about basically by accident, and then Fontaine latched onto it.
Yeah, so this could have been a very different place if the plasmids hadn't become a thing.
Yep.
I'm closing in on the whole ring. I'd pat myself on the back, but let's face it, these aren't exactly bloodthirsty desperados we're talking about. Rapture's full of poets, artists, tennis players, not hired gorillas. But this leader of theirs, this Fontaine, he seems to know his way around the grift. He keeps his nose clean, but not so clean that the right people don't know he's not to be trifled with. Mr. Ryan, I believe in Rapture, but that doesn't mean we always win. Fontaine Futuristics is the biggest thing going in Rapture, so let me be plain. When we arrest that tow rag Fontaine for his thieving and smuggling, we must make it clear that we won't touch his business interests. We sit on the council because these poor sods trust us, not because God gave us a chair.
The man's got a point.
He's a wise dude. Should have been listened to more. Things would have been different. Alright. Well, that's our Neptune's Bounty messages. So, maybe when we reach the end of an area, actually, we'll do all of the messages from that area. Because we're about to leave Neptune's Bounty and move on.
Yeah, that seems like a sensible approach.
Yeah, alright. And we'll just have a separate little video just like this one for that. Which is pretty nice. We're clocking in at just a little bit under 10 minutes. So that's a nice, easy, bite-sized piece of lore all at once. And then we can actually take some time outside of the gameplay to kind of talk about the video logs, the audio logs, rather, and the implications thereof. Oh, and a whole bunch of text just scrolled by.
Subtitles go new.
Alright, alright.